What's up, everybody? It is so beautiful out here. Man, it's been a minute since I've checked in, and man, I think I left off some days ago. It's been a whirlwind. I don't even know what day it was, but the night before that ceremony, San Pedro at a point. I'm sitting in front of some on the property I'm at right now. These are the biggest ones I've seen on my trip so far. Yeah, I just to touch on that ceremony really briefly. I didn't drink a lot of medicine, so it was very gentle, it was very subtle. I think more so the experience was more of a cultural immersion because it was a very full-on traditional ceremony led by real chiefs, indigenous chiefs, and I think it was really beautiful and special for that. I felt a little imposter syndrome, a little out of place. I was maybe the only person who didn't speak Spanish. This ant on my foot. Get off me. And the container was in such a way that, yeah, I didn't quite feel ready to like really go deeper and to like drink a bunch of medicine. And yeah, it was more of the connection to the lineage that felt really amazing about that. So yeah, I left that kind of just feeling like I guess the insight that I got from it in integration later was there's no need to be afraid of fear, because I have a lot of fear in my body from past trauma, and just also maybe general anxiety from navigating a foreign country where I basically don't speak the language. So it's been just a lot of anxiety and stress and fear, and especially when it comes to medicine, because I'm afraid of what I'll confront in the healing process of unpacking whatever I'm carrying that I don't necessarily even know fully or have full awareness of yet, but I can feel that it's there, So there's a lot of fear going into a session because I don't know what I might encounter. And I guess what came to me was a good friend of mine always says this wise mantra: it's safe. I'm safe to be afraid. And that phrase in itself is paradoxically shatters fear in a way, because if you just literally like understand that you are safe right now to experience the feeling of fear right now, it kind of undoes the fear in a little bit of a way. And I haven't experienced it like it totally just shatters fear. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it does. It's important, like thought and feeling to plant in your psyche. And so I guess I just came to the same conclusion, but with a different phrasing of there's no need to fear, and that I can confront what I'm afraid of and love it, and love the fear that, yeah, it's paradoxical to talk about, but yeah. So anyways, there's been a lot going on since then. The following day, the ceremony was not actually in the archaeological site of Sacsayhuaman. I was wrong about that. It was just nearby, with a view of it within walking distance. So I walked down and explored the ruins. It was spectacular. I was so tired from the ceremony. I was up all night, sitting in a teepee, shoulder to shoulder with strangers, and we had to sit up basically the whole night. There wasn't a lot of room to like get comfortable, so it was pretty tiring and honestly not very fun. I'd like to experience ceremonies where there's a little more room for catharsis and expression and space to get comfortable, so you can actually be in your experience and not just be trying to like figure out how to make sure your legs don't fall asleep. It was basically the whole night I was like shifting around to like make my legs not fall asleep. So I don't know, that's my experience. But Yeah, the ruins are beautiful. It was like, you know, I was so tired. It was just like, okay, at least I checked it out. The blocks are huge. Maybe I'll put some clips in or photos. Um, it's seriously staggering, the accomplishments of the architecture they did. Um, and what next? Yeah, I pretty quickly decided it was time to move on from my friend's place to a little bit more in nature, a little more quiet and space to just meditate and slow down, because I really feel like the call for me, a big reason I wanted to come out here, was to just break my routines and patterns and be in a space where there's nothing else to do. Is just slow down. I mean, I could go and explore a bunch of things and do something every day, but I've slowed down for a couple of days. Well, actually, not quite. There's more. There's more. So I got to this beautiful place. Let me see if I can get a little bit of. Yeah, I'm kind of far away from the main central part of the. It's like an eco village, with little beautiful little traditional clay huts with grass roofs. Really cute place to stay. It's felt really cozy. Big mountains all around. It felt like the first night sleeping here, I could like palpably feel the energy of the mountains like holding me in this interesting way. It's very unique feeling. I mean, I've been around plenty of mountains, but I really felt like cradled, like these massive beings are just holding the space. So anyways, met this wonderful young woman about my age, and we hit it off really well, and we went to she invited me to the next day. So I got here, and in the very next day, she has had the opportunity to brew wachuma, this cactus right here, this plant medicine, the actual traditional, you know, do the prayers and get cut the cactus up, and it's a long process actually. It took 2 whole days. Took a day to cut up the cactus in the correct way, because there's only parts of it that you use, and put it in a pot, boil it for a long time, and then the next day squeeze it out, because it's very gelatinous, and so you had to like squeeze out the solids with like straining cloths or cheesecloths or whatever. So yeah, that was really cool, and felt very at home with those people. It was relief. It was all English speaking people, so I was able to like actually connect, and the previous ceremony was mostly Spanish, so it was a little harder to feel socially connected. But yeah, we like went while the brew was boiling. We just like sang songs and played guitar, and yeah, ended up sleeping over. It was really special experience to be here and then suddenly be like, wow, now I get to experience that process as well as connect with some lovely people. Anyways, made it back here and kind of just crashed. Slept most of the day yesterday. And I've been just kind of finally having enough time for the first time on this trip. I'm like week and a half in, and finally having time to slow down and get into sort of the personal routines. I finally today started meditating again and getting into that, and as well as slowing down and taking a look at like my trip going forward and like logistics planning that I haven't had time to really look at, and catching up on messages and all, you know, all this stuff. So it's been honestly a little stressed still, because I'm like, I'm just in indecision mode, you know, trying to figure out the next thing. But yeah, there's some really sweet cats on the property that snuggled with me last night, and yeah, last night was really weird. I had 4 gigantic spiders appear in the hut, and I'm arachnophobic, so it was really not fun. I was super dysregulated. It was hard to sleep. And then there's another giant one this morning. So 5 giant spiders in less than 12 hours. My friend, though, who I met here just the other day, said she had that wachuma cured her, helped her heal her arachnophobia. So I was like, cool, maybe I'll heal my arachnophobia while I'm here and be immersed in spider hut land. and that's kind of throwing a curve on things because it's so beautiful and peaceful here, and I really want to just stay here and slow down. But it's been a little bit, yeah, the spider experience kind of like it's just made me dysregulated, and it's been harder to chill. So it's a point of opportunity for healing with that. And yeah, today is the last day of my Saturn return. So if you know about astrology, that's fucking huge. Gosh, I could probably maybe do a whole separate video about what my Saturn return's been like, lessons and process. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, we're gonna celebrate tonight. Just have a campfire and whatever, hang out. And yeah, I guess just having a little bit of space coming up to slow down and drop into myself more and get to myself to where I want to be internally a little bit. And yeah, I have another cactus ceremony scheduled for this coming week, which I think will be a bit more personal, a bit more space to just be with myself, to get in deep into stuff, and probably will be pretty intense. I think I'm starting to feel more ready to get deep into that. And yeah, I mean, I could ramble on and on, but I think yeah, I think the big insight has just been how to relate to fear differently, and kind of just feeling my way into the next steps, because I'm kind of at some more decision points for where to stay next and things like that. So thanks for tuning in. Much love.